Hello, and welcome to Manga Experts. Today we are counting our top 10 picks for Cultivation Manhuas that you won't regret reading. We'd appreciate it if you liked our video. It motivates us to bring you new and better suggestions soon, and watching the whole video will be highly appreciated. We also have a Discord server where we can hang out with each other. The link will be in the description below. So without any further ado, let's get started. The most powerful loser. Main character is the son of a powerful general and a weak playboy in Cloud Mountain Kingdom. One day the crown prince got jealous of him. So he cut off all of his medrians and sentenced him to exile for 3 years in Outer Haunted World, which is a very dangerous area full of high-level monsters and beasts. Fortunately, he was taken in by an old cultivator who used to live in those mountains. The main character trained 3 years in the Haunted World, and now he returns back to Cloud Mountain Kingdom to take revenge on the Crown Prince and his minions. This is your everyday courting death cultivation manhwa. It is only recommended for hardcore cultivation fans like me. The MC is overpowered, but he is a simp and there are little errors in translation, but it is still readable. Fairy King's daily life. As a cultivation genius who has achieved a new realm every 2 years since he was a year old, Wang Ling is a near invincible existence with prowess far beyond his control. But now that he's 16, he faces his greatest battle yet, senior high school. With one challenge after another popping up, his plans for a low-key high school life seem further and further away. The story of this manhwa is set in a futuristic advanced cultivation world, and it also has an anime adaptation. But the anime is not that great. I recommend you guys to try its manhwa. The only downside of reading the manhwa is that there is a strong possibility of you losing some brain cells while reading it. The first son-in-law vanguard of all time. Zhu was who opens his eyes, only to find himself in a different time and space, where he's become a notorious crappy son-in-law. Who is the most pervert person in his city. Now main character has to deal with the bad reputation of the previous owner of his body along with the problems that he caused. Luckily the main character is smart and starts correcting all the misdeeds the previous owner of this body did. This is a good manhwa, but it is more recommended to those guys who like son-in-law type manhwas. Dragon Master. On this continent, all creatures had a chance of evolving into dragons. It was said that every life had their own dragon gates. After crossing it, they'd become like the sun and moon in the sky, dazzling gloriously. That also applied to humans. Humans' dragon gates were becoming dragon masters. This is actually nice. A break from all those face-slapping, arrogant dumb nobles, equally dumb elders and especially all those courting deaths. Story is interesting, art is good, and surprisingly the female lead is not annoying. In the first few chapters they portray the main character as a simp, but actually he is not that big of a simp. And it is written by the author of Versatile Mage. The Great Deity. Main character is the devil himself in the eyes of villagers. He is a filial son in the eyes of his godparents, the best puppet craftsman in the eyes of his followers, and the weirdo in the eyes of his peers. He is an outstanding child that even the gods are jealous of him. Lin Bo and his dad were heading to a martial arts school to let Lin Bo take the test, but they got ambushed by bandits. Lin Bo survived, and on the way back he got robbed. So now he tries to suicide. But main character saved him and treat him like a family. Then MC work his ass off to earn money to let Lin Bo take the martial art test because that's his dream. The main character is very good-natured person, and that is the only flaw of this manhwa. He is soft-hearted, and sometimes he hesitates kill his enemies, and those enemies come back in future and make more problems for him. Only read it if you can bear a good-natured main character. Pretend to be invincible in the world. Lingyu Duju is the #1 master of martial arts in the world. It is said that he used to protect the Dharma with swordsmanship. He beheaded the swordsman of Dongying and went to the Black Wind village to slaughter 300 bandits. The whole continent is full of his legends, and his fans are everywhere in the martial arts. However, Lingyu Duju died in the soul of a common human was transferred inside his body, and now the whole world accepts him to be very powerful, while he has no powers as he used to have before. This manhwa is full of misunderstandings, and our main character always gets trapped in these situations, and he uses bluffing to get out of those predicaments. If you like Eminence in Shadow, or I Am Really Not the Demon God's Lackey, then you need to try this. Azure Legacy. Meng Chuan witnessed his mother killed before his eyes, so he trained very hard, hoping to one day avenge her death. But his peaceful days were broken as his wedding engagement being called off, his land was invaded by foreign forces, and his sanctuary fallen into enemy hands. In order to protect the people of Ning City, he picked up his sword and vowed to become the strongest. This is a heavy responsibility and a long journey. This actually is a very good manhwa with good story. Especially the art is top tier. The Eternal Supreme. Main character is peerless martial emperor Gu Fiyang, who is the first among the 10 martial emperors. Main character met his demise in the Tiandang Mountains. He was reincarnated 15 years later into the body of a useless trash master of Li Yunxiao of the Tianshui nation with blocked Medrians, and thus began a heaven-defying battlefront with the countless talents of the current generation. From then on, the whole world was set ablaze. This is a good manhwa. It is more like tales of demons and gods. Main character personality is to my liking. He doesn't get easily affected by provocation. Another Emperor Reborn. The entire world is covered by a strong aura, and creatures of the earth are affected by this. When humans came in contact with this power, they become awakened. Other creatures besides humans also evolved rapidly under the influence of aura. Some powerful and mysterious races have appeared in silence. The main character is a prince in another world. His father is the demon king of that world. But one day the main character dies, and his soul entered the body of Huang Shang, who is a common young human. The story is well done and interesting, while the art never fails to portray the feeling of the MC or the environment around him. The main focus of this manhwa is cringe comedy, but I mean really good cringe comedy. There are many hilarious moments throughout this series. Give this a try. If you want something fun, you will not regret this. The Great Sage. Gu Cheng was teleported to a mysterious world of cultivation and became the first young master of the Zhongyong residence. To avoid his aunt's sneaky attacks, he left town and entered the Night Division, which keeps the supernatural things in order. It is actually a very good cultivation manhwa with awesome art. For some people the story can be a little bit fast, but it is still a solid and original cultivation manhwa with a unique story. Do you agree with our picks? Check out our other videos for more suggestions. And don't forget to give us a like before going. Until then, take care, and we will see you in our next videos.